Welcome to our first week of Inside APD. I'm Sergeant Tarrick McGuire, your host for this first edition. We have a lot of issues to discuss today, so let's get right into it. Today in our set, we have Officer Shelia Griffith. Shelia is with our Community Support Bureau and assists with our homeless initiative throughout the city. Welcome, Shelia.
Thank you.
Shelia, would you like to tell us a little bit about what you do and what your unit means to the city?
As the community outreach officer, I work with the homeless and those at risk of becoming homeless. In addition, I work with our officers within our department who assist individuals who are homeless or at risk. I also work with various city departments, multiple agencies that assist the homeless, and also civic and faith-based organizations.
Well, Shelia, you've had a lot of interaction with our homeless throughout our city. What type of issues do they experience on a daily basis?
The homeless in the city of Arlington face mental health concerns, addictions, lack of knowledge about support systems that are available to them, and lack of transportation.
And Shelia, our officers are very involved in the community, and they come across our homelessness persons that are out there every single day. What type of issues do they encounter when they approach anyone that's homeless?
Some of our officers may not know about all the support systems that are in place. They don't have a contact with that particular agency on who to call. And so that's when they sometimes call me and ask me about assistance helping those individuals.
You know, Shelia, a lot of people would say that homelessness is not an issue for the police department to be dealing with. They would say that social services is not something that should pique our interest. Crime is what the police should be focused on. Tell us why that homelessness is an issue that we should be worried about or be looking at assisting to improve the citizens.
Well, homelessness is a multi-agency concern. It concerns the police department, it concerns housing, it concerns the rest of our social services. And the city of Arlington came up with a 10-year plan to end homelessness as a result of the Housing and Urban Development Program, HUD, and the City of Arlington created a 10-year plan to end homelessness. And with that plan, my position was created to assist individuals who are in need, and so I worked with the Housing Department and also other agencies to assist these homeless individuals. And from a police department standpoint, if we assist these individuals who need help, then our help could in turn help them avoid incarceration in the future. It could help these citizens become active members of society who no longer are arrested.
So Shelia, what you're saying is that our homeless community can turn their lives around and be a success story. Do you have any examples of success stories that you've been able to do or be a part of?
Recently, I spoke to an individual who had been homeless for approximately 30 years. He had been arrested many times in the city of Arlington, and I personally has arrested him 10 times prior to him getting assistance. And one day I asked him, would you like some help? Would you like to go to rehab? And he said yes. And as a result, I called a contact that I know with mental health, mental retardation, and she came out and then assisted him with the process of going to rehab. He eventually got housing. He took care of all of his warrants. He has not been arrested since then. He's been clean and sober for 2 years. And so I consider him now an active member of the community. He is no longer incarcerated, and he's doing good things to help others.
So what was it that helped him make that change? When did he come to that stopping point to say and realize that I need to do something more productive, or I do have an opportunity to turn my life around to become a productive member of the city of Arlington?
I think for this particular individual, he hit rock bottom, and he realized I need to make a change. And he was finally open to making that change in his life. And I think he realized he was missing out on some events in his life that were pretty important to him. And so he decided, I want to take that opportunity that you're giving me and explore what options are available to me.
And there are some people that may say that you do your job alone by yourself. I've seen you out in the field many times trying to assist people and help people, but what are all the resources that come together to help you do your job and to be more effective in you completing the task as you helping someone along the way?
I would say there's many different groups that assist me with my job, not only fellow officers, but Arlington Housing Authority, Mental Health, Mental Retardation, American Medical Response, the ambulance service, Veterans Affairs, but also the support systems that are already in place here in Arlington, the shelters, the civic organizations that help the homeless with products and goods and identification that they need. It's a team effort that we all work together and point these individuals in the direction that they need. Maybe they knew about certain organizations, but they didn't know all the opportunities that were available to them. And so just telling them and giving them that information helps put the ball in their court, and then from there, they can take all that's available to them.
Not just previously stated, Shelia is very actively engaging in the community. Let's take a look at a small video and show Shelia in action, the impact that she's making within the community.
I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of a police officer of the city of Arlington, Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state and of this city. So help me God.
In dealing with the topic of homelessness, I feel fortunate to serve in Arlington, Texas, a place where we don't simply see people as problems, but they are people to be served, and we have so many wonderful partners that help us to do that. Arlington Police! There have been times when we have had success stories as a result of the hard work provided by the outreach team and other resources.
I needed money and I didn't have no job, and I had an addiction problem.
I've had a history of homelessness over the last 12 years.
It was mostly alcohol in the beginning, but then I graduated to cocaine, crack cocaine.
I had cancer 4 years ago. I'll go through problems. The reason why I had to leave my last apartment was because I went on disability. And then a letter came a little bit too late, and I had to make a decision. Do I have health care, or do I have an apartment?
I got addicted to the crowd, to the homeless people under bridges and stuff, and I got to, we hang together. I've seen people die under that bridge. I've seen people get hit by cars.
So the decision was made to live out in the truck for a few months, but then the bills kept on coming in, and finding another apartment just got pushed back and pushed back, and it just got a snowball effect.
Right.
It got to the point where I couldn't see the end.
I gave up, and I didn't really care, and I always used the excuse, well, nobody cares either, and I don't have no resources, and I really just wanted to die.
I realized that Patrick was a homeless veteran, and so that day we talked, and I talked to you about some resources and stuff.
Yeah, you directed me to the VA. I did not know that they had a program for the homeless.
She felt bad because over that whole time she tried to get me ID and addresses and all that other stuff. That wasn't what I needed. She finally come to the conclusion where she says, Willie, I never asked you if you really needed help. Would you get some help if I could find it for you?
I sat down with my counselor for the first time for about 3 hours. And then he directed me to the Fort Worth housing.
I went to detox 7 days and then Pine Street for 28. I graduated from there, and then they removed me and put me in Union Gospel Mission, and they got me in the housing program. And then somebody told me, they said, Willie, we can get you Social Security.
Once it passed inspection, they gave me the keys.
How did that make you feel?
I felt pretty damn good.
I suffered at first to get to this point, but I don't suffer anymore. I just sacrificed a few things. My time, service work, a little bit of my money. That's just sacrifice, and that's part of life.
The Department of Rehab, they're sending me back to school to get back to work and ensure that I can take care of myself the way I used to. So I have a lot going for me.
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
It's ready. So in the morning I start 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And what I do, I just feed the horses with hay. And the horses here in the stable, only the one inside. Then all the horses you have seen outside in the traps.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't drink it, then the horse neither.
That's a good policy.
Yeah, so that's why I have to clean it like this way. Now,
Is it good?
wait 5 minutes and then we will see. I got the opportunity to get my own horse here. I can live with my own horse. I can train with my own horse.
Mm-hmm.
So everything what I dreamed about and what I'm gonna make to come true, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everything comes closer. Everything comes together like a puzzle now.
I'm so glad this worked out for you.
Yeah, I'm too.
Good.
And thank you I appreciate that.
You bet.
When you think this is 2 years ago, yeah?
I know.
As we by the library.
You were riding around on your bike.
Yeah, like a cowboy.
Sheila, after watching that video, that was a very moving video. It really shows the work that you all are doing within the community, the changes and the lives that you're impacting, and the difference that you're making within the city of Arlington, Texas. I'd like to commend you for the work that you've done. And not only that, but I thank you for joining with us on this first edition of Inside APD.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining in our first edition of Inside APD. Please tune in next week as Detective Taylor hosts the show and talks about the Texas Silver Alert System and the importance of volunteerism and opportunities in Arlington.